Hi, I'm Mike May. This video is going to provide you tips on completing your Attachment A. Attachment A is your proof of program service to 15 states or internationally. And these tips are going to save you considerable time and effort. The folks on this video have over 60 years experience completing and reviewing Attachment A submissions. And for many of you, this is only your first or second year doing the same forms. So you will definitely benefit from our experience. My tip number one, organize your Attachment A by state of service, not by program and not by year of service. Attachment A approval is based on level of service to each state, not simply evidence of service. Ideally, Attachment A is presented in a spreadsheet or table format and sorted by state. Do not sort by program or year, because this requires reviewers to track both the states and the service levels separately, doubling their workload. Attachment A submissions that are organized and sorted by state provide Board of Directors and federal regulators the most efficient review format and are much more readily approved.
Hi, I'm Charlotte Sweat. Thanks for taking the time to watch our video. Tip number two is just the facts. Where, when, who, what. Make it easy for your Federation Board and CFC regulators to find qualified services within your Attachment A. It's not necessary to include long narratives with your mission and program history. Remember, only your Federation Board and CFC regulators are going to see your Attachment A, not potential donors. Begin with where the service was physically provided and include both state and city. Next, add when, including month and year. And avoid using date ranges. CFC regulators specifically prohibit these ranges. Next, list who received the service. Depending upon service type, this will either list the named beneficiary in the case of a grant or the number of beneficiaries in the case of a presentation or training. And finally, include the what. This is a detailed description of the service.
Hi, I'm Felice Ludington. Federal regulators most often deny Attachment A for de minimis services. I'm here to help describe and define that legal term. Tip number three, de minimis standards must be met. Here are some of last year's denial letters from the U.S. Office of Personnel Management. OPM denied the vast majority of charities for an insufficient Attachment A. Nearly all of the denied services were, quote, considered de minimis and therefore did not satisfy eligibility standards, end quote. What is de minimis? It is the legal term for the minimum, also known as not enough. Federal regulations state that Attachment A can be denied if found to be de minimis, and that CFC regulators have the, quote, sole discretion, end quote, to determine the de minimis standards. So what are those standards? Regulators have not published a definition. Yet, based on conversations with regulators and recent approvals by CFC of other Attachment A's, here are our informed guidelines. For national service to 15 states, your charity must A, provide 3 services to each state within a 3-year period. If the service is a presentation, provide examples with at least 5 attendees. If showing grants, provide 1 grant of at least $5,000 to 1 recipient in a state. If less than $5,000, show 3 separate grants to 3 different recipients within 1 state in the 3-year period. For international qualification, 1 grant of $15,000 or 3 services to 1 country within 3 years.
Hi, I'm Carolyn Pegler. Keeping your Attachment A clear and concise is the easiest way to ensure your approval. My tip number 4 is quality, not quantity. While your organization may provide many wonderful and vital services, just include those that qualify as CFC eligible services. Focus on programs like grants, face-to-face educational presentations, and other direct services. Avoid including services such as advocacy, consulting, technical assistance, and tabling. It's important to understand this is not a grant process. More is not better.
Hi everyone, I'm Jennifer Durney. My tip is often difficult to understand, but I think it's the most important. Tip number 5. Prior year approval does not guarantee future application acceptance. Just because your organization received CFC approval last year does not mean this year's Attachment A is automatically approved. Why? It's because even though Federation Board members do review your application every year, CFC regulators do not. CFC regulators only review applications from all new members, plus a small sampling of returning members' applications. Therefore, your organization's Attachment A likely was not reviewed by the CFC last year. If one of us tells you Attachment A most likely will not pass a compliance review, believe it. Please make the changes we recommend.
We're all here to help you successfully meet the Attachment A requirements. Combined, we've been doing this a number of years, more than anybody else in the business. So use our expertise. If you have questions, do not hesitate to email or call us. And on behalf of Maguire, thanks for watching this video.